ശരി എന്തുണ്ടായേ? ഈശ്വരോ ഗുരുരാത്മേതി മൂർത്തിഭേദവിഭാഗിനെ വ്യോമവത് വ്യാപ്തദേഹായ ദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തയേ നമഃ. മണ്ഡലം 9. സൂക്തം 93. ഋഷി നോഭ ഗൗതമ ദേവത പവമാനസോമ ഛന്ദസ്തൃഷ്ടു സാകമുക്ഷു മർജയന്ത സ്വസാരോ. Self-moved ones, 93.1. Self-moved ones sprinkling together cleanse Atmiya Soma. 10 notions become the causer of the movement of the intelligent Soma. Spiritual ray Soma hastens around the wives of the sun. He approaches the pot like a quick-moving horse. Self-driven sense organs, mind and ego, could be these self-moved ones. 10 notions could be pranas and organs of action. Wives of the sun are supposed to be the directions, east, west, etc. 93.2. Some matrabhirna shishur, despite desiring the welfare of all and cherished by many, shower of happiness Atmiya Soma essence is being held by constantly moving drops of waters or material bodies, like children carried by mothers. Going to the well-prepared home like a man going to his wife, Atmiya Soma essence comes together in the pot, namely the mind, human mind, with rays of spiritual light. Soma, flowing essence of Atma, is being conceived of as drops of essence which move like drops of water. Each drop enters the body of a living being, imparting essence of life to the creature. The physical drop carries an infinitesimally small spiritual energy of Atma, like a mother carrying a child. In the abode of Atma, she sits with the spiritual light of Atma. 93.3. Udaprapipya udhar agnaya. Moreover, very wise drop of Soma, each swelling in the udder of the not to be killed cow, means ignorance, cloud, comes together with the streams. Then the spiritual energy quanta cover up the Soma essence, who is the chief in all vessels, with the vital spirit or the soul, which is like a well-cleansed white cloth. Soma ray, promoting ignorance or illusion by its association with the flowing drop of water, enters the body of a living creature. Each drop is invested with spiritual energy quantum of Atma. He is the activator of all living beings. Covering up spiritual energy quanta which looks like a white cloth. 93.4. Sano devebhi pavamana radendo. O purified or flowing Atmiya Soma essence, desiring the welfare of all, along with shining beings, may you bestow on us wealth associated with Ashwins. Desiring quick-moving men, please come towards us for the giving of abundant wealth. Ashwins represent Paramatma Jivatma combination here. Wealth associated with them is essence of life or spiritual energy of Atma. Last book of the Sukta. Nuno Reimuva Masva Nirvantam. O drop of spiritual Soma essence, getting purified, please quickly assign wealth to us which is fit for leaders of men, is pleasure giving to all, and is belonging to water. May you prolong the lifespan of your praiser. May you, who is an object gained by intelligence, come to us quickly in the early morning. Wealth mentioned in the first part of the Rik implies knowledge, truth. We go to the next Sukta, 94. Rishik, Kanva, Angirasa, Devata, Pavamana Soma, Chandas Trushtu. Abhi, Yadasmin Vajini Va, Shubha, 94.1. When spiritual brightness, which is like that is in the sun, settles down in him, means spiritual Soma, who is like a speedy horse. The minds compete for an aim. Desiring praisers, Soma flows to the enclosure covering the water drops, like an intelligent herdsman for the growth of his animals. When Soma's brightness shines on the minds of the sages, they cast or extract his essence for explaining the creation of the universe. Soma essence flows out like flowing water drops, carrying spiritual light rays of Atma. Dvita Vyurnavan Amardasya 94.2. Atmiya Soma essence covers the abode of the Immortal One by 2 layers of ignorance. The world becomes large and wide for perceiving his own self. Praisers abounding in intelligence, observing Rita, sing praises towards Soma, who is like rays of spiritual light in their own place. The 2 layers correspond to gross and subtle worlds, or earth and the space. The self appears through these manifested birds. Rest of the Rik needs no further explanation. Pari Yat Kavi Kavya Bharate 94.3. The wise Atmiya Soma essence brings out praises and also all living creatures on the earth like a hero, adorning the wealth that is there in the shining beings or mortals. Praiseworthy Soma essence appears in many places for strengthening wealth. Soma inspires Vedic praises in the minds of wise sages and also appears in the bodies of living creatures as witnessing self. Revealing this truth or knowledge to mortal men, The flowing essence of Atma Soma gets identified as the causer of creation of the material universe. Shriye Jata Shriya Nidihaya 94.4. This is an important work. That spiritual Soma essence is born for generation of light. He is approached with prayers for prosperity. He gives prosperity and long life to praisers. Wearing the spiritual light given by Soma, the praisers, attain immortality. Truth becomes oblation in the strong-legged Soma. Soma, comment on this. Soma is born for carrying and revealing light, physical as well as spiritual. Wearing the spiritual light of Soma, as the praisers become enlightened. Truth becomes oblation in the moving Soma, or flowing essence of Soma reveals truth. Shri is the Devata of this Sutta. 94.5, last verse in the Sutta. Ishamujam Abhya, O purified or flowing spiritual Soma essence, please make wealth consisting of vigor, food, horses and cows flow towards us. You make the great spiritual light and delight the shining beings. O all creatures, mortal and also shining beings, are easily overcomable for you. You destroy our enemies. Implication of this rak is, Soma reveals spiritual light, the great light, and delights enlightened soul. Remaining part of the rak is self-explanatory. We go to Suktam 95. Rishi Praskanva Kanva Devata Pavamana Soma Chandastrushtu Kanikrandi Harira Sujamana 95.4. Atmiya Soma ray or quantum of spiritual energy, quanta of spiritual energy, getting procured makes noise. Getting purified, he sits in the cloud stomach. Restrained by the leaders of men, he makes a shining dress. Then intelligent men generate him with their own powers. Comment on that. Soma, flowing essence of Atma, when extracted makes noise. When purified, ray associated with Soma is enmeshed in the cloud of ignorance. The flowing part gets a covering of spiritual light. Thus, or this is how wise sages generate Atmiya Soma essence. Hari Srujana Pathyam Ridasya Yarti 95.2. Spiritual Soma ray or quanta of spiritual light getting procured excites speech associated with Rita. Like a boatman takes men across waters with a boat. Resplendent Soma reveals the name of the one that is hidden in the bodies of all shining beings for a preacher of Vedas. Soma ray or quanta of spiritual energy reveals knowledge about Rita, thereby inspiring the wise sages to generate Vedic hymns for the benefit of common men. For the seer of the Sukta, preacher of the Veda, mentioned in the Rig, spiritual Soma reveals Atma. hidden in the cavity of the heart of human beings. Apami Vedur 95.3. Thoughtful praisers, pressing forward like the waves or pulses or illusion of ocean, approach Soma with nice prayers or praises. These praises honor him, they approach him and also come together with him, becomes together with him. The praises desiring Soma enters him who is desirous of them. Wise sages praise Soma. These praises get totally identified with him. Tam marmrajanam mahisham 95.4. Sacrificers extract the array Soma or stream of spiritual Soma drops or Somadhara, who is a sprinkler of seed like a buffalo and is seated in ignorance cloud, which is like a cloud high above in the atmosphere. Intelligent men serve him, who is desirous of welfare of all. Soma, who pervades the three worlds, bear Varuna in the ocean. Implied meaning: Soma is the causer of manifestation of the universe. He is seated in ignorance layer. The three worlds could be physical, subtle or causal, or earth, atmosphere and the space. Varuna is the presiding deity of waters. Atmiya Soma bestows existence on Varuna. Last stroke of the sutta. Ishyanvajam Upavakteva hotu. O Atmiya Soma essence, you excite speech like an animator of praises. Getting purified, you serve thoughtful persons. When you and Indra reside in a dwelling, then we become masters of prosperity and wealth associated with the great heroes. Implied meaning: when Soma and Indra, moving, witnessing self and Jivatma, are residing in the heart space, that person is alive. Second part of the Rik implies this: may we be prosperous and become knowers of truth in this birth itself. We go to the next suktam. It is rather a longer one. 96. Suktam 96, Rishi. Pradardana Devodasi Devada Pavamana Soma Chandas Trushtup. Again. Pra Senani Shuro Agrerathanam 96.1. Leader of the body, hero Atmiya Soma, desirous of spiritual ray or speech, reaches in front of the chariot, namely bodies of living beings. The body is thrilled, then making invocations of Indra, which are auspicious for Indra's friends, he accepts shining clothes or covers. Soma essence, carrying spiritual light of Atma, activates the body of a mortal, which acts as his chariot. The body acts as his chariot. In the presence of this Soma, the body experiences joy. Soma puts on a shining cloth of spiritual light for moving towards Indra. Soma symbolizes moving, witnessing Atma. 96.2. Samasya harim harayo murjanti. Praisers of the all 96.2. Praisers of the all-pervading one purify his spiritual ray or quanta of spiritual energy. He sits in the incessant chariot with draft horses and with foot. Indra's friend, spiritual Soma essence, who is a knower of all, goes to a benevolent man with his chariot. Soma essence moves in, comment. Soma essence moves incessantly from one body or chariot, one living body or chariot, to another. Body is made of foot matter. Driving force of the body is the foot itself. Chemical energy stored in the foot is converted to mechanical energy. Soma reveals himself to a wise praiser. Sano Deva Devata De Pavasva. 96.3. O resplendent Soma essence, you are worthy to be drunk by Indra. You flow for our great enjoyment in this knowledge sacrifice concerning shining beings. Getting purified and coming from the extensive abode space, you please serve us, and making water, you shower the space and earth with it. This Ruk and the next, this Ruk and next to more Ruk, 4, 5 and 6, these should be understandable from the explanation on earlier Ruks in this mandala. Ajitaye ahataye pavasva. O purified or flowing spiritual Soma essence, please flow for not getting hurt, for not getting beaten, for prosperity and for distribution of the great wealth which implies essence of life to all. All these friends here desire that. That life essence I also desire. Soma Pavade Janita Madinam. 96.5. Atmiya Soma essence, who is the generator of intellectuals, of the space, of earth and of Agni, of the sun, of Indra as well as Vishnu. That Atmiya Soma essence flows. Brahma Devanam Padavi Kavinam. 96.6. Atmiya Soma essence glides across the strainer. He is the Atma of shining beings, is the guide of poets, is the pusher of the wise, is a buffalo or seed giver among animals, is a hawk among greedy vultures, and is thunderbolt among rays. This Atmiya Soma, making noise, flows. Ravi Vipad Vaja Urmimna Sindhur. 96.7. Purified or flowing Soma inspires intelligent speech and Vedic hymns like a flowing stream produces waves. Mighty Soma, seeing these inferior dwellings, knowing sits inside them among the spiritual light ray. Soma, comment, Soma, flowing essence of Atma, sits inside inferior material forms within their heart spaces of living creatures. Abode of Atma is non-matter. First part needs no elaboration. Samatsara Prutsu Vanavan 96.8. O drop of Soma essence, you are delight giving, are endurer of enemy in battle, are unattached and are having thousandfold seed. You float towards vigor, getting purified. May you excite illusion or the wave or pulses or quantum of spiritual energy for Indra, inspiring intelligent hymns for him. Each minute or quantum of spiritual energy of Atma is thought of as being carried by a wave or a drop of Soma essence, Atmiya Soma essence. One drop activates one Jivatma in the body of a living being, which is made of wood matter. Here again, first part is self-explanatory. Paripriyah Kalashe Devavada 96.9. Drop of Atmiya Soma essence all at once move in and around the pot. He is dear, is surrounded by shining beings, is pleasant, is having thousands of streams, is possessor of many strength, and is speedy as a horse. 96.10. Sa Purvyo Vasuvijayamano Murjano. Soma is ancient, is producer of wealth, procurer of wealth, is born out of ignorance cloud, is purified in the water particles or among the water particles, and is getting extracted in the cloud, is the protector of man from approaching endurers, and is king of all living creatures. He is purified by knowers or seekers of Brahman. He teaches us the right path. Soma, acting as the moving witness in self or inner voice, leads him along truthful path as elaborated in the next work. And 96.12. Soma can be considered as universal impeller or universal moving witnessing Atma. Tvayahi Napitara Soma 96.11. O purified or flowing Atmiya Soma essence, our ancient forefathers, having good intelligence, performed deeds with you, enduring enemies. The unattackable you uncover the enclosures. Be giver of abundant wealth with heroes and horses to us. Yatha Pavatha Manave Vayodha 96.12. O spiritual Soma essence, for or to a meditative person, you went as a giver of essence of life, destroyer of unfriendly characters, granter of freedom and bearer of oblations in the olden days. In the same way, may you move now, giving us much desirable wealth. Be seated properly in Indra and generate weapons or water particles. Pavasvasoma Madhuma 96.13. O Atmiya Soma essence, you possess sweetness and you are a perceiver of nature. Covering the water, you flow in the woolly strainer in the human head above. You are fit to be drunk by Indra. You are delight giving and exhilarating. Be seated. Down inside the pots or bodies abounding in water. Soma, comment. Soma, flowing essence of Atma, is conceived of in the minds of the wise sages. Soma flows in the thick layer of ignorance, which looks like a cloud, which is the mind is and which is situated in the mind, which is on the top part of the head of a human part or head of a human being, and it is covered with hairs. Vrishtim diva chatadhara pavasva. O Atmiya Soma essence, possessor of many dharas, please make rain flow from the atmosphere. You are the giver of thousands of wealth in a knowledge sacrifice dealing with shining beings. You are desirous of vigor and welfare of all. Please come together with water drops in the reservoir. You please come together with rays of spiritual light extending our lifetime. Flowing essence of Atma, Soma, is God generated by mixing a quantum of spiritual light of Atma with the flowing property of water, namely fluidity in the reservoir. This could be abode of Atma. Each quantum of spiritual light of Atma imparts essence of life to a human being or a living creature. He is a giver of all kinds of wealth. Eshasya somo matibhi punanu 96.15. This very Soma, Atmiya Soma, speedy like a horse, take us across our adversaries. Getting purified by intelligent sages, he becomes like the refreshing, extracted vital spirit of Aditi. He is like a vast abode and easily controllable like a draft horse. Comment on the rug, spiritual Soma becomes the seed for the creation of this universe. He imparts existence, Sat, to material forms and also Chit to living creatures. This is how wise sages explain the process of creation of changing universe from changeless, birthless Brahman. He pervades the material universe and he is also its supporter. Swayudha Sodrubhi Puyamano 96.16. O resplendent Soma, possessor of good weapons, getting purified by the praisers, you may make the wonderful appellation hidden in the cave of the heart flow towards us. Please float towards our vigor, our pranas and our speech and far glorious deed. Soma, implied meaning. Soma is being prayed for giving essence of life, strength, and Atmajnana. Atmiya Soma drop stays within heart spaces. As moving witnessing self. Shishum Jnanam Haryatam Mrjanti 96.17. Maruth's cleanse precious spiritual Soma essence like a newborn child. They adorn the bearer of essence with their flocks. Then the wise Soma, becoming wise by Vedic mantras, makes noise and approaches across the strainer with invocations. Pranas or Maruths help to maintain life in the body. When invoked, say, with praises or meditated on, the wise Soma becomes moving witnessing Atma, or the inner voice, revealing his identity as explained in the Rig that follows, 96.18. Rishimana, Rishikrit Swarisha, the great Atmiya Soma essence, who is possessor of enlightened mind, is enlightening, is giver of his own self, is praised in 1,000 hymns in Rigveda, and is a path setter of the wise. He illuminates Indra, wishing to attain the third abode, uttering joyful sound. The third world or abode is the causal world of Indra, the first and second being gross and subtle, Bhu and Bhuva, or the third world is Swa, and it is of Indra. Jamusha China Shaguno Vibhritva 96.19. Spiritual Soma essence stays in a vessel. It is like a hawk, is auspicious, is bearer of essence hither and thither, is procurer of speech or spiritual ray, is like a drop and is great like a buffalo, bearing weapons or waters, befriending Soma vessel and illusion of waters. He declares the abode of the fourth or Turiya state of Atma. Comment: Soma, extending his activities in the three worlds mentioned above, reveals the fourth and ultimate state of Atma, Turiya, as indicated here. Maryona Shubhrastanvam Murjano 26.20. Shining Soma, cleansing his body like a beautiful man, runs swiftly like a horse for procuring wealth. He is like a bull going after a herd of cows, moving all around the covering, making noise. He enters the great receptacles. Soma enters the great receptacles, namely the space and earth. In other words, he causes the manifestation of the five basic forms of matter, from most abstract space to most gross earth, and all objects made of these five forms of matter. He makes noise corresponding to sounds A, U, Om, Pavasva, Pavasvendo, Pavamano, Mahobhi. O Atmiya Soma, getting purified by the great sages, please flow. Making noise, making sound Om. You flow all around the enclosed spaces, hearts of living beings. Amusing yourself in the space and earth, you take possession of them, getting purified. May your exhilarating essence delight Indra. Implied meaning, wise sages conceive of Soma, flowing essence of Atma, as the carrier of spiritual light of Atma to Indra, making him as the universal self, manifested self. Soma is the connecting link between birthless Brahman and the manifested universe. Delighting Indra implies this idea, namely, Soma provides the moving witnessing self for Indra's Jivatmas. Prasyadhara Brihadi 96.22. These great streams are being caused to flow, Somadharas. Driven by spiritual light rays, Soma enters the pots or bodies of living beings. Universal wise Atmiya Soma, making Sama hymns and singing them and making noise, approaches towards water, which is like his companion. Soma, quantum of spiritual energy, moves from one body to another, activating each one in turn. He moves like flowing water or a dhara, which becomes his companion because he has picked fluidity, the flowing property, from water only. 96.23. Apadhanneshi pavamana shatrun. Purified or flowing spiritual Soma essence being praised by Vedic hymns. This flowing essence of Atma approaches us, destroying our internal enemies. Sitting down among the ignorance clouds, Soma approaches all forms, like a lover his dear girl, or like a flying bird. Purified Soma is seated in the pots or bodies of living creatures. Three types of activities attributed to Soma are summarized in this book. Last book of the Sutta. Atervijah pavamanasya Soma. O Atmiya Soma essence, splendors of the purified you, possessing good streams or dharas and yielding much wealth, you approach us like a young wife. Soma, quantum of spiritual energy, is brought near us in the waters and is admired by many. He makes noise in the pots, which means bodies of living creatures, and also of desirers of shining beings. This book mentions some more attributes of Atmiya Soma. With this, we finish today's session. Viramastavat.